Hey y'all, how's it going? This is Metropod again. So before I get into the video, I just want to mention one thing, and that is that even though this is really early on in the channel, I really do want to change the nature of this podcast into something that's more about current events. You know, something that's more about what's going on in the world, what's going on in the U.S., and what my take is on it. So, for this episode, we're going to be talking about medical tourism. So, what is medical tourism? Basically, medical tourism is, for people who don't know, essentially what it is that it is when people in a certain country either can't afford healthcare, they can't afford good healthcare, either one of those. Maybe they're in that situation, but they can afford it somewhere else. Maybe they can get better healthcare, and so they go somewhere else. They go, maybe they live in a third world country, but they're really wealthy, and so they go, maybe they have some important surgery they need, so they don't go in their own country. They go in a better, more wealthier country. Well, funny thing is, is it true that the U.S. is a source of medical care or medical tourism? Absolutely, right? But there's another country in the North American continent that is a source of medical tourism, and it's not Canada. It's Mexico. So there's an article here by the Associated Press. I'm going to link it down in the description below, and it basically talks about how medical tourism is growing in Mexico. So it states that medical tourism has been growing in popularity for years, according to Lydia Gahn, an economist at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, who studies the practice. This travel is popular with people who have no health insurance or plans that make them pay thousands of dollars before coverage begins. Big employers also sometimes send people covered by their insurance to other countries for hip or knee replacements or bariatric surgery. Some also send people to Mexico for expensive prescription drug costs. Cost is a huge factor. Care in countries like Mexico can be more important than it can be more than 50% cheaper than it is in the U.S., according to Jonathan Edelheit, CEO of the nonprofit Medical Tourism Association and Industry Trade Group. So as you can see right here, what should be happening in this case is that people from Mexico come from Mexico to the U.S. to get better health care. But what's happening is the opposite, in a sick and twisted way, right? Because of our fucked up healthcare system, because of the fact that a lot of people in the U.S. can't afford health care anymore because they don't have jobs that, they don't have jobs where their employers give them health care, or they have to pay really, really high premiums. And so, they're afraid of those premiums, but also they're afraid of going bankrupt because of medical bankruptcies. And so they're going from the supposedly first world country all the way down to the third world country. I think that this really shows that, we need some kind of a national healthcare system, because this is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. For people to go from the richest, most powerful country on earth, to a country that, with the economy a fraction of the U.S.'s, that doesn't even have a national healthcare system, that's run by the cartels. I think that's unacceptable. I really do. And, something has to change. Something has to change. We have to get Medicare for all. We have to make sure that we guarantee health care for everybody, and not just, the people who can pay for it. Nobody should be leaving the country. Nobody should be going outside of the U.S. just so they can get, a hip replacement or a knee replacement or something like that. It's ridiculous. So that's all for this episode. That's it. I'll see you around. Adios.